Welcome. In this today's session, we'll be discussing how to code data in Excel and how to transfer that file to SPSS and what are the things to do prior to data analysis in SPSS. First thing, we have created a coding sheet. Here we are having gender, age, marital status, children and 5 other variables. Here we have given the description for all the variables and values for coding. For example, gender will coding 1 for males and 2 for females, and we'll be using 999 for missing value identification purposes. This is the Excel file what we have obtained after the respondents have submitted their Google forms. So we have saved that file, and this is a sample dataset of what we are getting after saving Google Forms questionnaire responses. So these are the variables: gender, age, so on and so forth. So you will be selecting first row and select this filter icon, funnel type icon. Then now we will start coding of data. Gender, we will be selecting males and there is 1. Thereafter you can select females, and here you have to code as 2. You can select this plus icon and drag it up to the final point, or else you can double click and all the things will be selected. Now everything has been coded under gender. Second, age, nothing to code, we'll take it as it is. Marital status, first we'll be selecting unmarried, that's 1. Second, we'll be selecting married, we'll be coding as 2. Then number of children, here we are noticing several missing values other than 2, 0, 1 and 2. 0 means no children and 1 and 2 means 1 child or 2 children. So others are pertaining to unmarried people. So it should be coded as missing values. So we have to check that whether it is as we have already elaborated. So we'll be moving on to marital status again, and we'll be selecting unmarried, that is 1. So under 1 in marital status, number of children, space is blank. So we'll be coding that as 999, and same we need to enter when we have transferred this file to SPSS. that we have to remember. So now we have given this code into these variables, and remaining 5 variables are Likert type questions, so nothing to do. Now we will be selecting all the responses, and now nothing is missing, and we'll be selecting this and deselect filter. Thereafter we can save this, or else we can rename the variables for easy identification. Gender as GEN. Now we have a coding sheet, so as per this we will be coding. And marital status as marital, since under variable names in SPSS we are not given the opportunity to add spaces. Children will be renaming as children. Thereafter we will be making these as x1, second thing x2, third x3, x4, and finally x5. So now we can save this, and under SPSS you can go to File, Open, and you can select Data, and you can give the path and file type as Excel. Thereafter you can open. Otherwise you can go to under File, select New and Data, and you can copy and paste this file. So here we have opened the data file, and now variable names are here. We can't add any spaces here. For gender, that is Gen, likewise we have added. And now what we have to do is labeling. We can do it here. The difference is you can add spaces here. For an example, marital, under variable name marital, and label we can make it marital status, so space is not an issue. And thereafter we have to add values. For an example, here now when we refer to data view, now when we move this value labels, here gender 1 and 2 only, and we don't get whether those are females or males. So for that we have to add value labels. So value 1, that is males, add 2 females, then OK. So now we go to data view, and when we shift this tab, you will be noticing under gen variable males and female and corresponding numbers. So that has to be done for all the variables. Age, nothing to do with value labels. Marital status, we have to add 1 for unmarried, 2 for married, likewise we have to add. And for legal type questions also, you can add 1 for strongly disagree up to 5 strongly agree. And once you add for one thing, you can copy and paste for other variables like this. Now as we have pasted, now it is there. So now it is already clean. And now another thing is we need to add under children. We have given missing value as 999. For that you have to select, imagine that we have not added this one, so we have to add 999, then under discrete missing values, then OK. So that is also completed. Now thereafter we have to add measures under gen, that is nominal, there's no meaningful measure for 1 and 2, and that's for male and female, and age, that's a scale 1, and marital status, that's nominal, and children, that is ordinal, 0, 1, 2 likewise, and for Likert type questions we'll be adding as the measure as scale. Now that is completed. Next thing what we can do is, now we have already transferred data to SPSS and we have done the labeling. Thereafter we have completed values, and since there were some missing values, we have added same under children. For single persons, those missing values are available, that's 999. Thereafter we have modified the measure as nominal, ordinal, or scale, that is also added. Now this is ready for data analysis. If we go to analyze, for an example, descriptives, and if we select frequencies, now we can select all these variables, and under statistics we can select only minimum and maximum, because if we select mean and all other things, there's no meaning for mean for age. For an example, age is between 1 and 2, so 1.5 does not mean anything, so that we just request descriptive statistics such as minimum and maximum only. Then continue and press OK. So you will be getting the output here, and statistics are given for all the variables, and there are 16 cases, and for children 5 cases are missing, that is for single people, as they are not having any children. And maximum and minimum values are given for gender, that is 1 and 2, that's 1 for male, 2 for female. And in the case of age, minimum age of our respondents have been recorded as 29, maximum is 56. And when you refer to Likert type questions, minimum response is 1, whereas the maximum response is 5. 1 to 5 Likert scale we have used. So with that we will be concluding, and it is better if you can make Google questionnaire form required or mandatory for your question, so that you will not be getting any missing values. And next thing, it is better to code your Google questionnaire itself, so that there's no need to code it again in your Excel. So with that we will be concluding today's session. Thanks for watching.